Hi, I'm Liz, and I'm going to show you how to apply your Jamberry wraps. So I have with me a buffer, I have a file, a cuticle pusher, and an orange stick. I need nail scissors and an alcohol wipe. And then I have my wrap picked out. So I just removed my wraps, and then I washed my hands really good with Dawn dish soap to break down any of the oils, and then also the remover had a bit of moisturizer in it. So I need to get all that off the nails. Nail prep is so important to making your wraps last a long time. So then what I want to do next is use my orange stick or my cuticle pusher to go around the nail and push back the very back of the cuticle, and then also around the sides. And I really like to use the orange stick because it is harder, and so I can kind of scrape along the edges of the nail on both sides and get rid of that invisible cuticle on there, and then really get that cuticle pushed back in. And there's some gunk on there, so I can tell that I did have a little bit of skin growing onto my nail, and that would have caused the wrap to not adhere well. So after I get that all wiped off, I'd want to file and shape my nail to the shape that I want it to be. It's pretty much shaped how I want it to be from the last time I did them, so I don't really need to do too much, just a little touch up there to get it shaped good. And then I want to take my alcohol wipe and I want to clean off the nail because there's a lot of oils on your fingers, and even though I just washed them with that dish soap, you just really need a good clean nail. Otherwise, if there's any oil underneath there, the wrap's just not going to stick very good and you're going to start to have lifting pretty quickly. So I got it all wiped up, nice and clean, so that's the side. Then you need to pick the wrap that's going to be the right size for your nail. And to tell if it's the right size, it should be a little bit smaller than the nail itself. You actually want a little bit of skin showing right along the edges of the nail, because if the wrap goes and touches your actual skin, again, not a good seal, and you're going to get water under there, oil under there, and the wrap's going to start lifting. It's going to get snagged in your hair too when you wash your hair. It's just annoying. So I know that this wrap is going to be a good fit for my finger. I'm using one of our new catalog wraps. It's called Lava Lamp. And so what I want to do is, using the orange stick or the cuticle pusher, not my fingers, I want to lift up the edge of that wrap, and then I want to get that stick underneath there to kind of hold it up. I never want to touch the adhesive side of the wrap because then the oils from my fingers are going to break down that adhesive. I'm cutting it with my nail scissors here to cut the wrap right into half. So I have my wrap here on the orange stick ready to go and put on my nail. So now what I want to do is actually take my heater. So I do need one more thing. I left it on the floor, or grab it. Okay, so I have our mini heater. You could also use a blow dryer. I've heard of people using a candle, the heater in your car, just any sort of heat source to warm this guy up. So I'm just going to warm him up for a second, and it starts curling. So I can see how it's curled up on the edge. That means it's ready to go on my nail. So I'm going to place it onto my nail really carefully so that it's not on the cuticle. There's actually a little bit of space. So I'm just going to place it right onto the nail so I have a little bit of space. It's not touching the cuticle. It's kind of tricky to do in the air. I usually do it on my lap. And then I'm going to push it down. So now it's kind of stuck on my nail, but not really. I haven't pushed it down good. So I'm going to reheat it. So I just grab my heater, hold it in front of there for a couple seconds. It's kind of hot pretty fast. You know you're good then. And I'm going to push right straight down the center and then round out the sides. So right straight up the center and then round the sides. So that gets rid of any bubbles. I'm going to take my purple cuticle pusher because it's nice and soft. It's got a rubber edge, and I'm just going to rub right along all those edges to make sure that they're sealed down really good with no bubbles and no wrinkles. And then I'm going to go in front of the heater again, heat it up really good, and another bit of pressure, and it's on. Now all I need to do is get rid of the extra. So normally you'd want to let your wrap cool pretty good. If you file them while they're hot, then they kind of shrink back once they cool down. So normally what I do is apply kind of all of them, or at least a couple at a time, and then go back and foil or file them. I don't want to just do one and then file it right away because I want to have a chance to cool off. But for the video, hopefully it's cooled enough. So I'm going to take my file and I'm going to do it right straight up and down, or even slightly in at an angle, but not at an angle like this. So I'm just going to brush it down the nail. And as I do that, it's cutting off this extra bit. And don't go in an up and down motion, because then you're going to be lifting it up off the nail. So only go in a downward motion to get that guy cut right off of the nail. And I'm all set. So now that's going to last me 2 weeks if I want it to. Or if I want to change it up before then, which I usually do, just because I get eager for new designs, I can change it up as soon as I'm ready. But it will last about 2 weeks if you go through proper nail prep and proper application. After I'm done filing off the end, I usually give it another quick shot of heat and some more pressure. Thanks.